Hello, how's it going? How are you? It's such a pleasure to greet you. Wishing you, as always, that today is the best day of your life because every single day is the best. And that's up to each and every one of us, right? I'm sending you a big hug from soul to soul, wishing you light, peace, health, love, joy, and much happiness. And this week from February 23rd to March 1st. It is, well, a little week of a new moon and a waxing moon. The waxing moon enters, it changes phase on the 24th. No, the 24th. Yes, exactly. The waxing moon is coming in, and the waxing moon helps things happen. New moon is for beginnings. It's when we make our decrees, our intentions. Waxing moon is for getting things done. In the same way, it's during a full moon, and in waxing, it's so that whatever you have in mind, your plans, your ideas, you put them fully into action. It's a week where the retrograde planets are going to start. Of course, we have Jupiter in retrograde, which will end next week. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer now on February 26th. We have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Pisces. It'll be there until March 20th. From February 26th to March 20th, it entered Pisces. With Mercury being in Pisces, right now we have, well, we know we're in the sun in Pisces. We also have Venus in Pisces. Right now, the water energy makes us tender, romantic, sensitive, vulnerable. Very intuitive, that's for sure, for everyone. Very perceptive. It's a week of realizations. I was explaining to you last week that with all these movements we've had since November of 2024, which was Pluto's entry into Aquarius, and then January 26th, which was Neptune moving into the sign of Aries, then Saturn in Aries. This week we have a very special energy, very balanced. There's water, there's air, there's fire, there's earth. It's Uranus in Taurus. It's a week that invites us to make things happen, to be very analytical, methodical, orderly, punctual, correct, and that's how we'll all flow. If you want things to work, it's a week to make things work. Whatever was blocked, stopped, not moving for whatever reason you want or say, this week it'll start moving really quickly. That's in general for everyone. Of course, the natural energy of the solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius, it's not just, or it wasn't just, February 17th. The energies linger. You feel them before, you feel them during, and you feel them after. What can we do this week? Everything you've been putting off, go for it. Those calls you haven't made, make them. The emails you haven't sent, send them. The doors you wanted to knock on them. Whatever you thought was tangled and stuck will start moving very quickly. There are romantic reunions, many romantic reunions. There are many things, also romantic, that are closing because, well, it's time. The time has come. The limit has been reached. Everyone will know what they're going through in that regard. Work-wise, it's looking great for everyone who's hardworking or very methodical or very organized or very disciplined. More work is coming, but with very good changes to your finances. That's how the energies wash over us. This week from February 23rd to March 1st. And also remember, March 1st, or the 1st of March, is the day we give thanks to divine providence so that we all have a home, grace, clothing, and sustenance. It's a prayer for every day, but especially on the 1st or the 1st day of each month. We ask divine providence for that, and also to light our little candle. If you lit your candles on the 1st of the year when you light the 12 candles of divine providence, well, then you know you have to light the third one, which is for the month of March. Also, we definitely have to give thanks to the month of February. Have your little wooden box with your new moon intentions or your sign change intentions, your intentions for, it could be planetary changes, but especially in that box, we keep The little thank you notes? I mean, what do I have to thank the month of February for? How many things? Did I experience? What did I experience? What did I go through? If I fell, did I get back out? Was I okay or was I doing great? Did I trust or did I not trust? Because when we start writing the little thank you notes and then read them at the end of the year, it's very interesting. It's something that helps us a lot. We realize that many times when we start giving thanks and thanks and thanks for the good and the not so good, how our channels of abundance and prosperity start opening up, how we become increasingly serene, confident, generous, empathetic, starting with ourselves, because we have to start with ourselves. I cannot give what I don't carry in my soul. That's why I often tell you, don't get hooked on people because everyone speaks from what's in their soul. I know that often we don't feel like listening to negativity or people speaking ill of us, but sadly, everyone speaks from what they carry in their soul. And when we write our little thank you letters, we start to realize all the trials that we've been overcoming and overcoming and overcoming. And also remember, on the first day of every month, we write our little letter, call it your little letter of requests for this coming March. In other words, what do you want for the month of March? Always include what you're going to give in return, because I'm not just going to ask what will I give in return. My drive, my spirit, my dedication, my commitment, my hope, my faith, my tenacity, whatever you want. And also, a heads up, on the first of every month, always. I tell you this on the channel when I give the recipes, but I'll take this chance to tell you that this coming first falls on a Sunday, so first day and Sunday. Outside your front door, with your door open, you're going to take powdered cinnamon and put it in the palm of your right hand. And you're going to visualize and decree and say out loud, the door is open for abundance and economic prosperity. Just as the door opens wide, so do the doors of my finances open, and you blow on the cinnamon. Use plenty. Blow on it, and then if you have a mat at your front door, lift the mat and put a little cinnamon there. Just a little, so no one steps. That's done on the first of every month, but here it fell on Sunday, which is great for that and Monday. Well, I'm sharing this, so you know. Now, I'm going straight into the astrological recommendations. My dear Aries, changes, transformations, and great opportunities are ahead of you. Take off the blindfold, see things as they are, take advantage of the magical and wonderful energies in the air. You are very well respected in your self, meaning you have attraction, magnetism, charisma, chemistry that will open any door, no matter how closed it may be. Also, the 24th and 25th are two very interesting days to talk about something new or something different related to your work life and, of course, your economic life. New job proposals are coming. It's just a matter of organizing your schedule very well, my dear Aries. And if two or three things you can delegate, it's going to help you a lot because you'll have greater productivity since what they're going to put on the table or the proposal they're going to make you is very good for your finances without stopping what you're doing up to this point. Also, if you wanted or need to fix some communication difference with some member of your family or your loved ones, it's indicated that this week communication will be very well aspected, very loving, because it's very marked. In the fourth house, which is the one for your home, that a lot of peace, a lot of tranquility, a lot of serenity is coming. Well, that's the most beautiful thing, right? Trying to always maintain harmony, peace, and especially with loved ones. During this week, you're going to be in a meeting, in a very important event. Listen very well to everything you're learning there, because you're going to put it into action by the end of the month of April with very good changes, my dear Aries, in your finances. For you, my dear Taurus, take advantage of opportunities just as they present themselves. Don't overthink things too much, because when you overbeat the egg white, well, it can break, and it doesn't turn out well. Let things flow. You know who you are, what you want, where you're going, and what your life goal is. If you have that very clear, my dear Taurus, no one is going to come and move you from your center, my love. Opportunities are there to be taken. And for me, that is good luck. The mix of opportunity with knowledge and experience, and you have it. If you're looking for new channels, new paths, new opportunities, they're in front of you. Use yourself, your being, your intelligence, your capacity. You're very much one of those people. Taurus people are super hard workers. They always achieve dreams, desires, and longings. But don't waste time, saliva, energy, and brain cells on things that don't have the slightest importance. Don't try to convince others of your positions. Don't wear yourself out on those things. Focus on what's valuable. On yourself, on your loved ones, on your work, on your finances, on the plans you have in mind, because important purchases are seen. You're going to make important purchases after those good changes that are coming to your finances. Of course, the result of your dedication and your commitment. There are papers that you're going to sign. Analyze, observe, and check. There are papers you had from some type of procedure from a long time ago that hadn't worked the way you wanted. But do check them very well. Because remember that on the 26th, we're already going to have Mercury retrograde. And it's important before putting a signature on something or making an important purchase or doing something like that, a negotiation, is to review 2, 3, 4 times as many as necessary to avoid errors, some type of mistake. Lots of love. Look, Taurus, in your laugh. If you're not in a stable relationship right now or want to start one, well, realize that Venus, your planet, is going all out right there along with Cupid. For Gemini, rebirth. Something you thought wouldn't happen anymore, just when you least expect it, when you let go. And you say, let whatever must come, come, and let whatever must arrive, arrive, and let stay. Whatever must stay. That's when there's total trust. And that's happening with you, my dear Gemini. Rebirth. Something returns that you thought was over, having to do with work, money, projects, profession, and also something you kept tucked away. You know how good you are at speaking, expressing, and communicating? And with that typical charisma of yours that's so, so beautiful. Well, there's someone from your past who was left with a very good impression of your creativity, your knowledge, and your abilities. And they're the people who are going to put something on the table for you that will give you such joy and happiness. Because suddenly you say, how nice it is that over the years one can prove people wrong, right? Because you see, Gemini, it happens. People point fingers without knowing the path you've walked to be where you are. Or your exhaustion, or your sleepless nights, or your concerns. Well, here comes your applause, rewards, and recognition. And that's it, because the next few weeks will be full of travel. You start planning them or you start doing them. For my dear, Cancer, you have everything. Look closely, everything to win. In work, professional, and emotional matters, there are excellent movements that will give you peace, serenity, something you were waiting for. In fact, something that belongs to you by right of consciousness. When we think what belongs to us by right of consciousness won't happen anymore, yes, my love, that's right, it happens. There are many aspects like the Sun in Pisces, Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Aries, giving you magic keys for everything related to contracts, authorities, negotiations, with things that go deep to the root, making things happen. They're totally in your favor. I'm telling you too, everything that has to do with signings, contracts, and agreements. If you negotiated all this before Mercury retrograde, before February 26th, go for it. Go for it. Just watch very closely what you're going to sign or what you're going to buy or what you're going to negotiate. But you do have very good aspects because many times Mercury retrograde brings us something from the past, and that's coming for you. It's some money, a project, something from the past that's coming into your life. Oh, of course, it's going to bring you tremendous joy because you're going to make many changes in your home's organization, my dear Cancer. The proposals keep coming into your life, my love. Look, there are sentimental, romantic, loving beginnings, or formalizing the relationship you already have, or falling in, well, in love again, right? Because, well, many times it doesn't matter how many years we've been with our partner, we can fall in love all over again, right? There are also trips, something you had in mind, or you plan them, or you take them. Or you're going to see someone from somewhere else that's going to bring you a lot of joy and happiness. Someone is going to give you a gift during the course of this week, a gift. And many times, gifts don't necessarily have to be material things, right? Material things, but a gift. They're going to tell you something very important that you need to know, which will bring much peace to your soul, your being, and your heart. And open yourself to abundance, my dear Cancer, because what belongs to you by right of consciousness is yours, and no one will take it. Believe it. You have to believe in a lot. Believe, trust, and act. My dear Leo, time to speak, express, and communicate. It's not the time to keep silent. Time for I speak, I want, I can, I am, I do it. I am a unique, beautiful, wonderful, and sensational being. Yes, I know. I don't even need to tell you all that because you know it. That's how you guys are. Luminous, successful, charismatic. Let me tell you, the day precisely, here I go. The 23rd, 24th, 25th, before Mercury retrograde starts, we're in the pre-shadow. I agree. But act as if it's not going to be Mercury retrograde for you. Act like it didn't happen. For you, it's not there. Why? Because all those plans and projects you made at the end of October, beginning of November, will start moving with a speed that makes you say, really? Does all this belong to me? I answer you yes. Because there are many planets involved. Many. Many planets that are telling you it's time to win, it's time to move forward, it's time to achieve, it's time to make things happen. You're going to start making many changes within the organization of your home. From remodeling, from moving furniture from one place to another, or selling them and buying some new ones, or getting rid of many things in your house that you say, oh, I have too many things. I'm going to take them out. I'm going to sell them. I'm going to get some money back. I'm going to invest in this. Right now, your economy's doing great. You're set to earn much more. Now is not the time to stay like this. On the contrary, it's time to generate more and better. You're also in a very important moment where there's news that will fill your heart with great joy from one of your family members. Could it be that a new member is coming to your family, my dear Leo? I think so. For the Virgos. In love, relaxed, calm, content, happy, with a lot of balance. You feel that you'll see that this week you'll feel very relaxed, very calm, very sure that everything you have going on in your plans, whether personal, romantic, family, or financial, is very much in your favor. There are very nice movements from different planets that are giving you freedom of action. You know that you're very strict with yourself, but you're going to be more gentle, more lighthearted. I mean, you're going to give yourself permission for that dessert. You're going to give yourself permission for that purchase. You're going to give yourself permission to stay up late watching this movie, even if you have to go to school or work tomorrow. Those kinds of permissions, when you start giving them to yourself even more, because that's how it'll be, since, well, the entry of Neptune in Aries and Saturn in Aries, where you kind of stretched your wings, you know what I mean? You're going to step out, well, yes, you're going to step out of comfort zones or habits. Because you see, we're very much creatures of habit, right, my dear Virgo? Those habits, you're going to keep the good ones, please. Virgo, the orderly, correct, punctual, appropriate, whatever you want. But you're going to remove the habits that are going to give you a lot of freedom of action. Be very mindful of the 25th. A meeting, a call, an email, a gathering, something, whatever it is, where they're going to give you news that, well, will fill your heart with great joy. It has to do with public relations or travel or art or beauty, which will give you happiness, peace, and harmony. For the Libras, the universe is cooperating totally in your favor. Now it's your turn to cooperate with the universe. It's that simple. Making things happen. You know how to do it. Right now, in this week of the waxing moon, where we bring the energy of the eclipse in Aquarius, which is air, you have all that desire, spirit, dedication, commitment that you've always had, but multiplied. What is that going to do? Give you very good results because you're like with your mind as a magic wand. If you are decreeing or visualizing or manifesting everything that you want to be given to you, believe me that your mind is totally, I repeat, like a magic wand. What is my king one? What is my queen one? That is what the universe is telling you. What are you asking the universe for? Everything's aligned in your favor. Venus, Mars, the Sun, and Saturn. All of them together are telling you it's time to receive, to collect what belongs to you. Use all your social connections so that you can move forward more quickly with those plans and projects you have, or those pending matters, or whatever needs you may have. Forget about your sorrows, my love. Don't be shy in the slightest. The second house, which is the one for money, turns out that either a loan comes through or some money you weren't even expecting returns to you. Or there's a proposal or a job that's going to give you a very good amount of money. For Scorpios, you took the blindfold off your eyes and saw things as they really are. And that is Neptune in Aries. Yes. We have Neptune in Aries until 2039. What do you think? And right now, all the energy is in full force with you. Everything that was sown, pay close attention. Everything, whatever little seed it was that you planted since 2019, small, medium, large, tiny, whatever it may be. Some you kept working on, others you left for later. You'll see this week, it'll be like a waterfall of opportunities in front of you, my dear Scorpio. Resolving communication differences this week? Yes, you're gonna achieve it. You know how to do it. You have that sixth sense, that charm, that charisma, that ability to be liked by others. And that is super magical because you have something very special. You know how to smooth things over. We know you have the best memory in the zodiac. We know that. You don't forget absolutely anything, but only hold on to the good things. Of course, there are things that hurt, but they must be healed. That's another point. Right now, I know that this week is very favorable for you. I know Mercury's in retrograde. If you're going to sign anything, buy or sell or negotiate, just check everything you're going to sign or what you're going to buy or all of that very carefully, because there could be, well, little errors or mistakes. So just review everything very well. It's also a very good week, not only for you, but for the members of your family. Something you'll do together, something done as a group. It could be a purchase, a start, a trip. It looks very favorable for you, my dear Scorpio. For Sagittarians, everything that was stalled, what wasn't moving, what should be in your life, what shouldn't be in your life is going to start to evolve. Anything that you might have started a very long time ago, not necessarily a few months ago, no, a long time ago. You gave it time because you have the necessary patience, my dear Sagittarius, to give it time. Despite being fire, which they often say we fire signs are very impulsive, and we are, but Sagittarius they're very thoughtful when making determinations and decisions, and especially all those that have to do with, well, with everything in their life. They analyze, observe, and check before making determinations and decisions, and once they've thought it through, they do it. Well, something that was slow, that wasn't moving, that wasn't happening, that you thought was a no-go, my love. In life, they can take everything from us, except for a child's heart. And when we have a child's heart, my dear Sagittarius, well, children always have trust. Children always believe, right? Well, this week there's an answer that will suit you very well because it'll give you a great breather, a great freedom of action. You'll be able to close a cycle that you no longer wanted, but you had it because it was a good income for your finances. But now you'll be able to, well, maybe not remove or close it, but draw the line and say, well, changes are coming. You're going to put your fruits in different baskets. You're going to plan or take a trip in the next few days, so stay very alert. If you're single and you're going to travel, my dear Sagittarius, pay close attention because either on a trip, you'll meet the love of your life, or you'll meet someone right where you are who isn't from your city or even your country, and you could have a wonderful and perfect match. Oh, well, I really hope it happens for us. For the Capricorns, you're in a very important moment right now. It's time to knock on that door, send that email, make that call, because good fortune is on your side. It's as simple as that. In love and in money, everything is totally in your favor. There's not the slightest sign of anything blocking you or not happening. We just have to work on ourselves. Of course, and you know that very well. Capricorn, because you have a very powerful mind, and as a powerful mind, you know that what you think, you make real. Now that we have Saturn, your planet, in the sign of Aries, you have everything going for you. Use that intelligent, mathematical, thinking mind, because what goes through your mind, you make. Not just a reality, but one with great results. And this is a very important week for you because the benefits aren't just for you. They're for many people around you because you wield that strength, that power, that energy, that leadership. You have a lot of punch, a lot of... I know I can. You know what I mean? That's what you know deep down inside. And there are many aspects giving you very interesting opportunities to breathe easy and relaxed with a very favorable change in your work, professional, and financial life. And also, when you're able to share with others, usually the universe always returns things multiplied when we think of others. And that's exactly what you're doing this week. Very lovely. There's a party, an event, a family gathering this weekend. Honestly, you're going to have a phenomenal time because you'll be reuniting with some of your family members. And there's going to be a lot of joy and happiness. And of course, a lot of love, right? For you, my dear Aquarius, you're in a perfect time, in the perfect place, with the perfect people in the right spot. There's nothing else, nothing more to tell you. Don't overthink things. My love, I know you tend to think and think and think because, well, Aquarius is air. And last week we had the eclipse in your sign. I invite you to give yourself the chance to do something new and something different. You have the art, the beauty, the intelligence, the capacity, the beauty of seeing everything as beautiful. Wow. This week, look, it's going to be very lovely because there will be many people who will thank you. Because you've done something for them just by being in their lives. When you give so much love and give so much protection or give joy to others, well, of course, it all comes back, right? I'll tell you that. In your home, there will be news too that will give you happiness, peace, and harmony. Whether it's because you reunite, because you travel together, because you do something together, right? In Because you are, well, a person very, very much like my family and love and so on, something that's just how you are. Besides, right now, look, the 24th and 25th are two very key days in your life. A very marked economic side with a professional side. It's marked calls or meetings, events, or important gatherings where they give you good news. A good piece of news in which they applaud your results with very good changes in your economic life that will give you a great breather. We know that art, creativity, and the beauty in general, you can detect it. And that makes you someone very special. Everything new that is coming to you will give you a very interesting change in your self, in your being, in your self-love, and in your self-esteem, and of course, in your economic life. And for you, my dear Pisces, it's not time to think, it's time to act. You have everything to win. Oh, it even came out in rhyme. Everything you start, buy, sell, negotiate, fix that has to do with your home, with your professional life, or with the lives of your loved ones is marked totally in your favor. You really want to make many changes within the organization of your home. It could be buying, selling, painting, undoing, remodeling, moving house, buying something new. You bring a lot. A lot has to do with your home, with the fourth house. Besides, very good changes are coming in your economy that will give you the opportunity to be able to do all that. We know that you love the countryside, right? That you love everything where there's water, rivers, lakes, seas, waterfalls, and so on. Well, you either make a purchase or you travel or do something that has to do with water, like days off and so on. So there it is. That's for this week astrologically. If you're going to do any negotiating or you need to fix something this week that has to do with communication differences, I invite you to do it on the 23rd or 24th, which is Monday and Tuesday. Those are very favorable days for you to gain more from the negotiation. You know what I mean? Because in the end, you can do it any day, but we're also getting ahead of things so that Mercury isn't already totally retrograde. It'll be in the pre-shadow because, well, let's see. Mercury retrograde is going to be in your sign. And I repeat, Mercury doesn't always tell us to slow down. On the contrary, Mercury retrograde often tells us to go for it. And that's what's happening. That's why I'm telling you the 23rd and the 24th. They're two very interesting days because any kind of negotiation you do will be heard perfectly. And there will be many points in your favor because it's not just for you, but for everyone involved. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being part of this loving, bright, and successful family, each and every one of you. I'll take this chance to ask you to please subscribe here to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of the information we have for you. And tell your friends or your family about our channel in English. Yes, the horoscopes in English on Mizada's channel, it says Mizada-EN, meaning English. But it's EN, right? It would help me so much so that more and more people who don't speak my language, or Spanish, can see that we now have horoscopes in English. And I'd like for more and more people to hear our astrological recommendations in their own language. Yes, I'd really appreciate it. And I also invite you to subscribe here to our channel, Mizada Stars. There, you just subscribe. Click. And to start with, you can see the horoscopes starting Saturday. Saturday, what's right, honey? From Saturday morning. Hey, I'm going to subscribe. From Saturday morning, and more things are coming. More things for the subscribers, right? Yes. Yeah, so Cheeto says yes. Well, I invite you to follow me on social media if you don't already, but please, only the verified ones. Oh, you should see the sheer number of accounts using my face, my knowledge, and everything I tell you. But it's not verified. If it's not verified, it's not Mizada's. And my website is Mizada-Mohamed.com, so you can see everything we have there for you. Remember one thing, my love. If you want everyone to like you, well, you're gonna complicate your life a little bit. Better yet, like yourself, love yourself a lot, care for yourself, value yourself a lot. And this way, everything will flow in harmony, because that's what you're gonna project. If there are people you say, I'd like them to like me, let it go. They're not vibrating at your frequency because you are beautiful, unique, wonderful, and sensational. So love yourself very much. Care for yourself very much. I am Mizada Mohamed. I love you all very much. And I want to see you succeed.
Thank you very much for graciously joining us today. Please subscribe to our channel and kindly visit my personal website, Mizadamohamed.com.